When I was in high school, I almost always got 100 points for my English grammar. So I am expecting an A+ in my English for Science and Technology class.
Well, if you don't know words and how they are used, what is your grammar good for?
I agree. Actually, I took that course last semester and I learned using right words in the right way is important in scientific writing.
While without grammar, very little can be conveyed. Without vocabulary, nothing can be conveyed. About 4 decades ago, a British linguist, David Wilkinson, emphasizes the role of vocabulary. In scientific writing, the careful and appropriate use of vocabulary is very important to deliver the research findings clearly. In scientific English, research procedures and results must be expressed precisely and clearly. English is famous for its richness of vocabulary. How rich is it? The English language passed the million words threshold in June 2009. This means a new word created every 98 minutes, or about 14.7 words per day. Therefore, in scientific English, we can precisely describe or express thoughts and things. Choices are not that easy. Therefore, the word choice in scientific English is not an easy job. In scientific English, it's always good to choose obvious and known words. If you want to define technical term, define it using simple and easy words, not with other technical terms. Take a look at these examples. We spent several days to culture the bacteria. We spent 6 days to culture the bacteria. In these 2 examples, the bottom one shows the specific times that the researchers spent. Here's another example. These semiconductors can be used in robots, CD players, etc. These semiconductors can be used in robots, CD players, and other electronic devices. Instead of using etc., it's always obvious and specific to have phrases like "and other electronic devices." We use metaphors and other figures of speech in our writing. Take a look at this passage. We devour a book, try to digest raw facts, and attempt to regurgitate other people's ideas, even though they might be half-baked. The passage contains foot metaphors describing the world of thoughts, which may interpret differently depending on the readers. However, in scientific writing, such devices should be judiciously to avoid confusion. Unlike metaphors, similes can be quite useful when explaining scientific concepts or unfamiliar objects to non-scientists. Take a look at this passage. The passage is a description of squid lure. It says, the outer shape is like that the body of squid, asymmetrical, smoothly curved, but pointed form like the nose of the supersonic aircraft. Just like this passage example, using like or as. Simile is a time-saving way to explain size, shape, behavior, or other characteristics. Words can hurt your readers, and the words you choose should not indicate bias, stereotypes, or discomfort. To avoid the bias, you can use politically correct terms or neutral terms. Take a look at these examples. If a doctor is consulted, he is likely to advise surgery. Not all doctors are males. Therefore, some people use unpronounceable S/H to avoid the biased language. One of the suggestions would be the use of plural nouns. If the researchers assigned each student, they would have 38 degrees of freedom to test differences between the testing methods. Another way of avoiding bias is to use neutral terms. You can use chairperson instead of chairman. First-year students for freshmen. Students who need special education for retarded students. These ways or these words might be one of the ways to avoid biased language in your scientific writing. There are some words and phrases used in scientific writing that may require translation. These are not technical terms, and they are called lingo, which has developed over time in the scientific community. To the best of authors' knowledge, this means we were too lazy to do a real literature search. Here's another example. These results suggest that this means if we take a huge leap in reasoning, we can get more mileage out of our data. Obviously, these translations are meant to be humorous. But the point is that scientists tend to rely on phrases that are wordy and unnecessarily complicated. When describing complicated matters, try to use the simple language as possible.